He's looking for any loophole that...
What about stuff like semaglutide?
That as well. Yeah, that is...
Is that legal in USADA?
You could check easily. There's like, it's like UFC DR in the database, any drug name, and it'll say in competition, out of competition, allowed or not. I imagine GLP-1 agonists are not restricted because it's like used to treat type 2 diabetes or obesity at the higher dosages and super effective. Yeah.
So does that just curb your appetite? Is that what that stuff does? Semaglutide does?
So it basically makes you feel satiated way easier, essentially. Like your compulsion to eat is like so dramatically hindered that you're way more likely to stick to a diet. Like even individuals, like if you become a morbidly obese person, sometimes there are genetic predispositions at play for sure. But in addition, a lot of these individuals, they lack willpower to stick to a diet and like follow a well thought out like exercise regimen or whatever. Like to get to that point, many of them do lack the willpower necessary because they're just, succumb to cravings and whatnot. And not every individual has the same like hunger, appetite, satiety feedback signals that, the next guy might have who's super lean. And that's why they can walk around lean because they just don't get as hungry. And these individuals, like even like the morbidly obese, really fat motherfuckers, they would end up losing like 30 pounds plus on average when they used this stuff when they were testing it for type 2 diabetes, and they started ramping up the dose and found that there was like an obesity management dose that was like hyper effective for these guys to lose, 30, 40 pounds, which is like very, very effective for managing, hemoglobin A1C, fasting insulin levels, fasting glucose levels, and becoming far more healthy individuals as a result. But it's as a consequence of the weight loss, but these individuals would typically overeat otherwise, and they start using this drug, and all of a sudden they don't feel, compelled to eat nearly as many calories.
Interesting.
So if you're like a fighter who's aggressively cutting, like you still have the same cravings as anybody else who's following a diet model of any sort, like trying to get the single digit body fat to step on a, weigh in before fight night and you're water depleted or whatever. Like you can imagine you would just love to eat a piece of chocolate right now or like anything. Like your cravings are through the goddamn roof because your body's feedback signals are screaming at you to eat nutrients.
Yeah.
So trying to like fight back against that with pharmacology would absolutely be useful.
Do you think that using semaglutide though would affect physical performance because of the diminished appetite? Is there any other sort of feedback loop that would let you, like maybe you wouldn't take in the nutrients that are necessary to have a good workout or something?
Potentially. Like it, there we go.
Not prohibited.
Yeah.
Semaglutide, in competition, not prohibited, out of competition.
This is something that is
interesting,
just being learned about. Like in the health space, health and wellness and actual like scientific community, semaglutide has been known about for a long time because it was used to manage type 2 diabetes, but only more recently has it started to pick up steam and popularity for its effects on obesity because all these crazy headlines started coming out about people losing 30, 40 plus pounds who otherwise couldn't. And as far as how it would affect a fighter's ability to assimilate nutrients, stuff like that, yeah, it like slows gastric emptying significantly, can cause like pretty intense GI issues, make you nauseous. Maybe you don't even want to eat the food that you need to eat if you're, kind of depends on what situation you're imposing on yourself. But yeah, like it's not a side effect free drug by any means. Like some
that would
people,
be significant. That would be a real problem, I would think. Don't you think?
Yeah, it depends on your individual response. Like, there are a lot of individuals using it. Like even Elon Musk uses it now.
What?
Yeah, he posted a tweet. It was like somebody was like, "Hey Elon, how are you so lean now?" Or like, "How'd you lose the weight?" And he was like, "Fasting and Wegovy." And Wegovy is the branded 2.4 milligram increment of semaglutide. So it's like the highest dose you could be using.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how's he look now?
A lot thinner.
Does he?
Yeah.
Show a picture of Elon Musk looking jacked. Like that. Have you seen that thing that
yeah.
Beeple made us?
Yeah,
that's Elon.
Crazy.